Good afternoon, everyone. Another warm day here in Alabama. Riding home from work. Just wanted to come to you today. We're going to talk about being fake and fickle today. We're going to talk about how fake and fickle people are and tend to be. I'm kind of going through, I've been going through fake and fickle people a lot. And, you know, it's just frustrating and irritating. There are a lot of fake and fickle people out there. Fake people being people who present themselves one way and are another. And fickle people are people who have no kind of foundation, no kind of solid base where they anchor themselves to. They just kind of go with the flow. They go wherever the wind blows. They have no ideals or morals. They just go with what everybody else does. Those are fickle people. Okay? And so fake people are people that present themselves one way and are totally different. I run into them a lot, especially on social media. I have a lot of quote-unquote so-called friends on Facebook and Instagram, when in reality 98, 99% of them aren't. They're just acquaintances. Okay? Facebook and Facebook especially is not what it used to be and what it started off as. And nobody really wants to be social on social media. Go figure. So, yeah, social media, most of it's totally fake. Most people aren't genuine. Most people present themselves one way and they really are another way. Some people will talk to you on there, but then when you meet them in person, they act like they don't know you. Fake. Absolutely fake. And that's people who, you know, that's a lot of people on my pages. That's a lot of people. Even church folk, especially church folk, because they should know better. A lot of them fake. They'll talk to you on social media, but then when you meet them in person, they act like they don't know you. They're ashamed of you, or they don't want to be around you, or whatever. Fake. Absolutely fake. Okay? Co-workers, fake. Absolutely fake. Co-workers, fickle. 1 minute they're one way, next minute all of a sudden they're a totally different way. And nothing that you did at all. Nothing you did. Totally fake. You know, and again, it's frustrating. An example of being fake, you know, that's happened to me. Well, the most extreme example, I guess, or, you know, whatever word you want to use. But there is a bishop in the Reformation I belong to who is on Twitter, he's on Facebook, he's on multiple social media accounts. But anyways, at that time I was on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter anymore. But at that time I was still on Twitter. And this bishop, and I belong to a predominantly 99% black denomination, Reformation. And this particular bishop was on Twitter stating that anybody who is a white conservative or a white Republican is going to hell. I couldn't let him get away with that. You put on public social media that white conservatives or white Republicans are going to hell. First and foremost, no human being can put a heaven and hell on nobody because we're not God. 1. 2, you should know better as a bishop and as a leader of people. You should know better than to make sweeping statements. But guess what? The world makes sweeping statements all the time. So that tells me he's worldly. 3, in disagreeing with that statement that he made and saying, that's not fair because, just because they have a certain political ideology doesn't mean they go to hell. And you're saying white, even though there are black conservatives and black Republicans. And maybe he wants them to go to hell too. And Hispanic Republicans and conservatives. And Asian. Maybe he wants all them to go to hell too. So when I called him out on it in a respectful manner, because he is a bishop, he cussed me out. Well, of course, I immediately blocked him, reported him, and then not too long after that, I got off of Twitter. It was just getting too crazy. I didn't do what the world does and an eye for an eye and all that. Nope. I don't respect him, but I respected his position, and I just left it alone. Okay, you made it perfectly clear how you stand on it. I have told people about it. Nothing has been done, and they don't care. Why? Because I'm a white conservative belonging to a black denomination that's 99%. Oh, I can't even say that. That's more than likely 95% liberal and Democrat. So obviously we're not going to see eye to eye politically, but I don't talk politics to people who don't know me, one, and who don't know how to agree to disagree and have a real conversation. I don't care who you are. I don't even care if you're conservative too. That's not my job to talk politics. Okay? My job in my Reformation is to preach the gospel and pray that it touches somebody so that they not only improve their life, but give their life to Christ if they're not saved themselves. That's my job. Nowhere near perfect, but that's my job. Not to talk politics, not to give my opinion over the pulpit. I have to be very careful. All preachers have to be very careful in doing that, because I, as a preacher, like to use examples and real-time examples, so I have to be really careful how I do that. But that's not my job. My job is not to inject my opinion over the pulpit to people that are in the sanctuary. One, they probably don't care, and two, that's not my business and not my job. If they want to know what my political opinion is, get with me afterwards. It's not a preacher's job to espouse their political views over the pulpit. That's wrong. That is wrong. I don't care if you don't like who's in office, and I don't care if you don't like the other party. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. I don't care if you're white, black, Hispanic, Asian. I don't care who you are. Keep it to yourself when you're in church. Stick to the word. That's what God called you to do. I have no problem with people believing what they believe. We have the freedom to do that. Wonderful. I think, as a saved person, because there's a difference between a saint and a Christian, but as a saint, you should vote for people who espouse your beliefs. But guess what? Most people don't, especially in the black church. They vote for people that go for anything. Homosexuality, they believe in that. They believe in LGBTQ, all kinds of stuff, and believe in socialism, Marxism. They believe in all that stuff, and that's fine if that's what you believe. But that's not what the Bible espouses to. In fact, the Bible talks about a lot of things, talks against a lot of things that the Democratic and liberals believe in. And even some conservative and Republicans in what they believe in. But I find that because we only have a two-party system, and so we have to pick the better of two evils, I believe that the Republican Party is much closer to biblical ideals than the Democratic Party is, and that conservative values are much closer to biblical views than the liberal ideology is, and especially Marxist socialism and all that other stuff. Okay? But people are fake and people are fickle, and they vote for the party that their parents voted for because they don't want to do their homework. They don't want to listen to reason. They don't want to just listen. Let's just get down to just listening. And they have no mind of their own. They're robots. And that's on both sides of the aisle. Black churches have a problem with it. White churches have a problem with it on the other side. Okay? They're fake and fickle. They believe that if they espouse to a certain political candidate over the pulpit, that they will somehow garner favor or influence their parishioners to vote in that certain way. Stop doing that nonsense. Let your parishioners vote for whoever they want to vote for while we're still free to do it. Stop pushing your ideals over the pulpit. You're being fickle and you're being fake because the Bible doesn't espouse to that. Yes, we must render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And we must give to the government what's the government's. That's taxes. Okay? It didn't say that we must tell the parishioners our political opinions and push them to vote the way we want them to vote. That's a bunch of nonsense. That's being fake. Stop doing that nonsense. Stop being fake. Be your true self. Even if it's not convenient to do so. Be your true self. Be genuine. Be real. Even if it hurts other folks' feelings. Be who you are created to be. Be who you really truly believe that you are. That's who you need to be. You don't have to be me and I don't have to be you. What's wonderful about the human race is we can be individuals. And we're such a wonderful variety. That's what makes life interesting. That's why you want to go out and meet new people. You don't. Yes, as Christians and saints, we should want to be around our own, because the Bible tells us not to conform to this world, but be transformed. We should be sanctified, which is being separate. But at the same time, that doesn't absolve you from meeting people and talking to people and being friendly. You should want to meet other people that don't necessarily believe the same thing you do, but you can have a conversation with, you can be friendly with, and vice versa. You should want that. We're social beings, as I've espoused to many times in my vlogs and podcasts. We're social beings. Why is it so difficult for us to be social? Why is it so difficult for us to be real? Why is it so difficult for us to be genuine? Because everybody wants to be fickle. Everybody wants to be in the in crowd. And to be genuine and real means you're not going to be in the in crowd. Stop being fickle. Stop being fake because you want to be accepted. Be you. I don't care how ugly or pretty you are. Be you. Don't post a photo that ain't you. Don't post a photo because you want to attract certain people. That's not you. That's being fake. Stop preaching the prosperity gospel and not preaching the whole Bible. You fake. Because the Bible's more than just about money and possessions and what you can get from him. You're being fake. You're fake. God never told us to preach just the good word, or just the word about money, or just the word about getting what you want or getting what you need. He told us to preach the word. That means the whole word, not just bits and pieces of it. Stop being fake. Stop being fickle so that you can gain members. Because if you were to truly be genuine and real, you probably wouldn't have half or 3/4 of members you got. COVID made the church fake. A lot of it. Because the churches that were preaching the word and being genuine and real aren't gaining many members. Stop being fickle and fake. Be who God has made you to be. Be who you are, because when we're kids, we're not what we are when we're adults. You're exposed to so many different things. Life comes, life experiences change you and change your views. They change mine. I believe in things now that I didn't believe when I was a kid and when I was a teenager. Life has changed me. Experiences have changed me. God has changed me. I can only be who I am. And if people don't like that, okay, it's going to be a real lonely journey in life, but I can only be who I am. Don't let people change you. Don't be fickle and fake. Be real. Be who you are. Regardless of what it is, just be you. People will respect you when you're you. When you're the real you. People will respect you. That bishop, I have no respect for him whatsoever. The only thing I have respect for is his title, because that title earned the respect long before he got it. I have no respect for him. He's fake. And how people follow him, I'll never know. He's fake. Oh, you got to be careful about what you say about the preacher. He posted that stuff on public website, saying things that are against the Bible, and then cussing a fellow saint out. I have every right to say something. When people are ungodly and going against the word, somebody got to say something. Well, you ain't got to do nothing. God will do it. Okay. Yep. Maybe I didn't have to say anything. And maybe you're right. Maybe God will do it. And he probably will. But I had every right to, because it's my job not only to preach the word, but defend the faith. And if somebody is espousing something that's not in the word, or is not conducive to your position and title, and you do it publicly in front of thousands and millions of people online, somebody needs to say something. Because people will think that's okay to do. To pick out a particular set of people in society and to say that they're going to hell. God never told you that. God didn't say that. How do you know they're not redeemable? How do you know they're not going to give their life to Christ before they pass? How do you know they didn't give their life to Christ after you posted that on Twitter? How do you know? You don't, because you don't have the mind of Christ. We can only aspire to be like Christ, but we don't have the mind of Christ. Only God knows what he's thinking. We don't. We do our best to aspire to be Christ-like and to do all that we can to be Christ-like. And in being Christ-like, that, allows you to, one, be led by God, but at the same time, you'll be doing things that are Christ-like and that he would want you to do. I know that kind of came off a little goofy, but I'm trying to get my point across here. The world is going to be fake and fickle. That's just who they are. You can't be mad at them. That's just, the world is what it is. Yes, it's still disturbing and infuriating and frustrating, but that's just what they are. The media is all fake. I don't care who watch. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, NBC, CBS. They're all fake. Every last one of them. The media is probably is truly probably the enemy. Because they're the ones that are propagating all this crazy cancel culture, all this nonsense that we see in society today. They're propagating all of it. And people need to stop being fake and fickle and be genuine. Stop being fake and fickle. Be genuine. Be genuine. And people will respect you. for not changing your opinions, and for not changing your opinions, but not changing who you are and staying true to who you are. People will respect you for that. And with respect comes conversation. And when conversation comes common ground. And common ground means that you can potentially be friendly. You don't have to agree, but you find the common ground where you do agree on, and then you work from there. We all can find something in somebody that we can find common ground on. Let's be genuine. Let's be real. Stop being fake and fickle, like folks in social media, like folks in the media, like our government officials. Yes, we must pray for every last living one of them, that God will have his way in every one of them. But that doesn't negate the fact that they're fake and they're fickle. God-ordained leadership, God-ordained government. That doesn't mean that human beings have twisted it to their own ends and have become fake and fickle. So let's stop being fake and fickle and be genuine and real. And people will respect you. And you'll find life is easier that way. That's all I've got to say. Let me get out of here. Another day. I thank you for listening. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for your likes. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell others about it. If you have any comments, leave them below. Be respectful, because I'll be respectful back. Tell somebody about this channel. And I hope to hear from you. Until next time, God bless you.